Imagine starting work tomorrow morning, and before you've even opened your project plan, an AI agent has already reviewed it for you. It has checked your overdue actions. It has reviewed your latest risks. It has looked for milestones that are beginning to slip. Then it has prepared a briefing. 3 things need your attention today. That's where AI in project management is heading. We're moving from AI that simply answers questions. Now it can pursue goals and take action on its own. This is Agentic AI. In this video, I'll explain exactly what that means for you. Most of us have already used generative AI. You give it a prompt, create a risk register, summarize this meeting, draft my status report, and it gives you an output. But notice what's happening. You are driving every interaction. You ask, it responds. You ask again, it responds again. Agentic AI changes that relationship. Instead of asking AI to generate one output, you give an agent a goal. Make sure I know when this project is likely to miss a major milestone. The agent can review the project information itself, analyze the dependencies, identify the warning signs, and alert you when it's time to step in. That's a completely different model. Think about the evolution in 3 stages. Traditional AI is about prediction. It classifies and predicts. Generative AI added creation. It can generate text, images, analysis, and code. Agentic AI adds something else. It adds action. Instead of only producing information, an agent can use that information to decide what happens next. Traditional AI predicts. Generative AI creates. Agentic AI acts. How much autonomy you actually give that agent is a governance decision. We'll come back to that. Let's simplify this into 6 parts. First, a goal. What are we asking the agent to achieve? Second, reasoning. The agent works out what it should do next. Third, tools. It might access your project documents, your PM platform, a spreadsheet, or your calendar. Fourth, context and memory. Information about the project and often information from earlier interactions. Fifth, action. It analyzes something, updates a record, drafts a communication, or triggers another workflow. Sixth, feedback. It observes what happened and decides what to do next. Put those 6 together and you get a loop. Perceive, reason, plan, act, observe, adapt. That loop is the whole idea behind Agentic AI. Project managers spend enormous amounts of time coordinating information. Think about your typical week. You're chasing updates, reviewing schedules, preparing reports, updating risks, checking actions, writing minutes, following up decisions. None of that work disappears just because AI shows up, but the amount of manual coordination it takes to do it can change completely. Here's what that looks like in practice. Imagine a project control agent. Its goal is simple: continuously flag anything that needs my attention. Every morning, it reviews the latest project information, milestone dates, overdue actions, unresolved risks, cost performance, recently raised changes. Then it produces something like this. 2 milestones are at risk. 3 critical actions are overdue. 1 risk has increased in exposure. Forecast cost has increased by £42,000. A change request needs a decision by Thursday. Notice what happened. I didn't ask 5 separate questions. The agent understood the objective and ran the whole sequence itself. That's the difference. Setting one up isn't complicated. You give it a name so you know which agent you're talking to. You give it a goal in plain language. Continuously flag anything that needs my attention. You tell it which tools it can use, your schedule, your RAID register, your cost data. You set its guardrails, human approval, before anything client-facing. Cite the data behind every claim. Never invent a figure, and you tell it what to actually do. Build a governance dashboard, run a variance analysis, draft a status report, then you run it, and you get back exactly what we saw a moment ago, a briefing, not a wall of raw data. This gets even more useful when you move from one agent to several specialists: a risk agent, a schedule agent, a cost agent, a stakeholder agent, a reporting agent. Each one has a narrow job. The risk agent watches exposure. The schedule agent watches dependencies. The cost agent watches the budget. The stakeholder agent flags who needs to hear what. The reporting agent brings it all together. Put an orchestration layer on top of that, and you've built yourself a digital project management team. Does this mean AI replaces the project manager? No. And this is where governance matters more than anything else in this video. Just because an agent can take an action doesn't mean it should be allowed to take that action on its own. Say an agent spots a supplier causing a serious delay. Should it flag the issue? Absolutely. Should it draft an escalation email? Sure, as a draft. Should it send that escalation to the supplier without anyone reading it first? No, that's why you need a human in the loop. Think of it as a ladder. At the bottom, the AI recommends and the person decides. Next, the AI drafts and the person approves. Next, the AI acts, but only inside rules you set in advance. At the top, the AI acts on its own and simply reports the exceptions. Which wrong is right depends entirely on how much damage a wrong call could do. Don't start by trying to build 10 autonomous agents. Start with one thing you already do every week. Weekly status reporting, meeting follow-ups, risk monitoring. Take your pick. First, use AI to assist with it. Then, automate part of the workflow. Only once you understand the risks and the controls, let an agent decide what happens next. Assist, automate, agentify. In that order, never the reverse. Agentic AI is not a smarter chatbot. It's software you delegate a responsibility to. Inside a boundary, you set yourself. We started with software that stored project information. Then we added analytics to understand it. Generative AI let us talk to it. Agentic AI can now act on it, on our behalf. The project manager doesn't disappear, but what fills your week is about to change. Less chasing information, more orchestrating decisions. The prompts I use to set agents like this up safely, free at pmgts.uk/free/AI-prompts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.